Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Jennifer's Lair. If you guys didn't know already, my name is Jennifer. I love Halloween. I love everything spooky. I love cats, music, supernatural, paranormal stuff. Pretty much everything that's, really, really spooky, especially like Halloween related. Anyways, guys, tonight we are going to get into 12 questions, and this was a tagged thing by Jamie's Life 101. And so he had given people 12 questions, and if you wanted to participate, you could. So I decided that I was going to answer the 12 questions of Halloween that he had on his thing, and I printed it out, and I actually wrote his name on it on the bottom there because I wanted to remember to mention him in my video. And yeah, of course the cats have gotten the list. If you didn't know, we have 4 cats. Also, guys, before I forget, welcome everyone. If you like what you see on this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll tell you when my newest videos are available. So I'm so excited, and I hope that you guys will want to be part of our spooky family. So welcome everyone. I'm so excited tonight because I'm doing this 12 question thing. So, and I'm going to get off track just so you guys know already, a heads up. It happens every video. I get off track and then it gets into more of a conversation. So I hope you guys enjoy this video anyways, and if you don't, if you do, please give it a thumbs up because I really love, and I also love hearing from you guys. So if you want to comment with some of your favorite things or whatever these questions are, if you want to answer some of them for me, leave them in the comments below and we can have a conversation or chit chat. Sorry guys about the lighting tonight. My hair is on the other side tonight, not like the other way that I usually have it. So I've got this like weird, weird shadow reflection thing on me. But anyways, guys, the number 1 question of the 12 questions is number 1, favorite Halloween movie. This list comes out swinging, I'm telling ya. There's so many that I love and enjoy. It depends on like what kind. Like, sometimes I'm in different moods for different spooky things. Like, sometimes I could just love to watch the Addams Family or the Monsters, or I would love to watch Charmed or Supernatural. I mean, I get it, those are TV shows, but, some of them are movies now, like The Monsters and, like, The Addams Family. But, and then there's, like, times where it's like I could watch The Lost Boys or Interview with the Vampire or, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've never seen the TV show before, so that's kind of weird that I haven't, but I don't think I've ever just gotten into the show. Maybe sometime I might want to watch it, but maybe, I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that show? Anyways, for movies, then sometimes I'm in the mood for like Vamps and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and things like that have like a humor to them, but they're still spooky movies. But I also love like movies like Practical Magic. I mean, that one was probably one of my favorite movies of all time, is Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. I just love their characters in the movie. They are awesome in the movie, and I just love Sandra Bullock in general. I think she's a very awesome, down-to-earth actress, and I just really like her. So, I'd have to say Practical Magic probably, and I did enjoy Hocus Pocus 2 this year, and I always loved watching the first one, but I love watching the second one. The second one is really fun. So, I mean, for this year, I'd probably have to pick like Hocus Pocus 2 is my favorite movie. Halloween movie. But I also like Edward Scissorhands, and I've liked, you know, Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, things of that nature as well. I don't get into the gory things. I mean, a lot of people are like, you love Halloween though, but just because I love Halloween and I'm like, I love gothic stuff and the dark side of things, doesn't mean I like the blood and guts or whatever of, like, I can never get into Saw. I could never get into like some of these other gory movies. It's like, they're just not for me. I do like the Universal monster movies, the black and white ones, the old school ones. I loved what was it? Phantom of the Opera was just something I wasn't expecting to like so much, but I really like Phantom of the Opera, and I did love Frankenstein. Frankenstein was awesome, but, you know, I was really into vampires a lot. And when I saw Dracula, it wasn't really keeping my attention. But Frankenstein did, and like the Phantom of the Opera did, which is weird. But you know, so I still watched all of them, but my favorites would have to be of the Universal monsters. It would have to be Frankenstein, which is really kind of crazy, but I love Frankenstein. So, but like I said, this year it's going to be Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and then it's going to be, and I like the monsters too a lot. It was really a good movie with the Rob Zombie one. I mean, it's a different outtake. It's definitely Rob Zombie written all over it. So, I mean, as long as you go into it with that kind of a thought in your mind, I think you could really get used to, you know, watching it. It was really good. It just had a flair of Rob Zombie is all. So, not some of the sick and darkness of it or whatever, because he didn't really go that far with it. But he went like with, you know, just everything about it says Rob Zombie. So, if you haven't already, watch the movie. Give it a chance. Just kind of wipe your memory of the show, because you can't really compare it to the show, because then you're going to be highly disappointed. So don't do that. Well, in my opinion, that's just go in with it with an open mind watching it. But anyways, guys, yeah, I love Practical Magic. So that would be probably my favorite one, and then Hocus Pocus. And there's like so many other good movies that I like. I mean, Sam from Trick or Treat. I love Trick or Treat. That's a good movie. I mean, there's just so many out there. I love the Winchester too, like the story of like Sarah Winchester. I loved that movie as well. There's just so many good movies like that. Like, I love ghost movies and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, excuse me. Ugh, I try not to yawn, but I yawn in every video. It's because I pick the night hours to do these videos for you guys. So anyways, that's my final thing, is just Practical Magic and Hocus Pocus. Number 2, what age did you stop trick-or-treating? Well, I think I was probably about 12 or 13. I'm trying to think. I think I was 12 or 13 years of age, because I remember I started working when I was like 14 or 15. So, I'm just going to say like 12 or 13, but it wasn't by choice. My heart was completely broken. I think my parents made me stop, and I did not want to stop because I loved Halloween so much. I loved going to the houses that were really decorated and stuff, because they inspired me. Like today, some of those houses that decorated the yard up and everything, they've inspired me so much to decorate and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that I'll rub off like on some of these little ones to do the same exact thing when they get older, like to keep that tradition alive. Because, I just, if I could just get one kid to just take what I do and like be like, yeah, someday when I'm an adult, I'm gonna do that, like, I hope that I rub off on someone, because I want the tradition of Halloween to be kept alive. I want it to be carried down from, traditions to traditions. And speaking of traditions, this year we're giving out full-size candy bars. So if you're in our area, come hit us up, because we're going to have full-size candy bars. I want to be that legacy house. We're already known as the Halloween house. I leave my stuff up all year round. So, if you come over in like December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, you're going to see Halloween no matter what month it is. So just a heads up on some people if they want to come visit me, because this is how I live. I love Halloween. I could have Halloween every day, every night of the week and never get sick of it. So, let's see. Number 3, favorite Halloween costume you have worn. Oh, man. Okay. So, I believe it was like around 2011 or 2010. Maybe, no, it wasn't 11. It had to have been 2009 or 2010. Me and my friends, Jeff and Jason, we went shopping at the, like in Mankato, Minnesota. So we went and, it takes about, 45 minutes to get there from Waseca, Minnesota, where I was living. And we had a blast. We went to like a bunch of different costume stores, and nothing was really catching my eye, except for like, I did get like some of the like, some of the, just the little bits and pieces of costumes so that I could put it together with something else, because nothing was really, catching my eye. And in my mind, I had a costume, but I just needed to make it a reality. So we went, after going through all these like Spirit Halloween, and then we went through, I think it was Halloween Express. There was something else that was big, and I can't remember what it was. And I'm thinking that there was an actual store in the River Hills Mall at that point in time. We went there too. Oh, and also we went to Party City. And I think that's where I got my hat and my accessories. So basically, I got some like gloves, like the ones that lace up, like the corset ones on your hands. And then I think I got like a necklace and a belt. And then I got like a hat. But I did not find like, excuse me. I did not find like things that I needed to do. Oh, I've got allergies, so now my nose is itching. Ragweed. This time of year is ragweed for me, so I never used to have allergies until I got older, and now I'm like developed them, which sucks. But anyways, so we went to the River Hills Mall. We were like walking around there inside the mall, and I was like, let's go into Deb's, because sometimes Deb's has, you see like some of the dresses and things that they had. Well, Deb's isn't in the mall anymore, sadly, because they had to close all of their stores. I think they filed for bankruptcy or something like that, and so they had to close all their stores, which really was heartbreaking. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I used to get like cute little jackets from there and dresses and things. So, But I enjoyed shopping there. So, and I'd get some necklaces and sunglasses and things. But anyways, and shoes. But we would, we would go in there, and all of a sudden, like, they had this clearance rack, and there was this beautiful black dress. Now, some of you who are on my Facebook, you have seen the dress. You've seen the pictures. Oh my God. I still have the dress, but I cannot fit into it. The problem is, when I came here, I don't know if it was stress. I don't know if there's a hidden medical issue, but I started gaining weight, and I put on a lot on very fast. Not really sure what's going on with it. I don't want to be picked and prodded, so I haven't even went there and I went on a diet like last year or something. I got really, really sick. It knocked my body out of balance, and I'm like, nope, not anymore. I'm not doing that ever again, because that was not, I was under watch of my doctor as well. And she was like, you're just being too strict with it, and it just messed me all up. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. If I'm going to do something, I'm doing it all out, I'm not just going to, like, half-ass something. So it was not, it wasn't a good thing for me, and I don't choose to do that again. I was always hungry and, things like that, and it was just a freaking mess. So no thanks. I will pass. Anyways, guys, so then we went into the River Hills Mall, and we were like looking around, and like I said, I saw this clearance rack. This dress was gorgeous. It was long. It was a prom dress. It was long, and it was black, and it had like silver sequins on it and everything. It was gorgeous. Just so beautiful. And I knew I had to have it. So I tried it on and stuff, and it needed a little bit of hemming. So my friend, I contacted her, and she actually helped me get it like hemmed up and all that. And oh my God, that dress is so gorgeous. Like, it's in my closet, and I just love it so very much. It's so beautiful. And it's got a corset back on it. And then it's also got like a zipper thing. And it is just so pretty. I just love that dress so much. Anyways, it was for $13, I think, in some odd cents. Or it was 12 something. $12 and some odd cents for that prom dress. And since it was just on the rack, I was like, I'm buying this. It's $13 to $12. Excuse me. It was either 12 or 13. That's all I paid for it. And then my friend did some hemming, and then it fit me perfect. So I took all the accessories that I bought at Party City. I believe that was Party City that I got all my accessories from. I could have bought some. I really think that I got it all from Party City. Anyways, so I get all my accessories. I get everything home and stuff like that. I'm going to be a witch, of course. And oh my God, that dress was perfect. And so was the hat. The hat had like silver puffy stuff, on it. It was gorgeous. So I wore that, and my friend Jason and my other friend Eric, they came as like gangsters. So, and my friend Jason, he pulled all the stops out. They got roses for their little pockets, and they had like guns. He had a gun, a toy gun or whatever, and he brought cards so that he could be like a real gangster. He had the hats. They had the hats on and stuff. It was so awesome. I have some really cool pictures from that night, which I should have like ran them off and showed you guys pictures of. But oh, I love it. I just loved it. It was Such a beautiful dress. Anyways, that was my all-time favorite Halloween costume. Number 4, what are you going to be this year? I am going to be, well, you guys already know, a witch. Oh, and speaking of witches, I need to tell you guys a story, and it's a cute story. This happened like a few years ago. Me and my mother-in-law, we were shopping at Target, and we were, you know, it was around Halloween time. It was probably about September, I think, or it could have been around November, because we were looking, we were going to go back to the Halloween area, of course. That's the only reason that we went to Target at that point in time. But we went into Target. I think this was like 2018. I could be wrong, but it was either 2017 or 2018. But it was hilarious. This is this story. But we were walking back, trying to get back there, and next to like the end caps or whatever, they have the end caps of like where the pillows and blankets are and stuff. There was a mother, and she had 2 kids with her, and I knew that they were sisters because they looked a lot alike, and I knew that they were the daughters of the mom because they looked a lot like the mom. Anyways, the little girl goes up to the other girl, and she tugs on her like this, you know, and then she starts tugging on her mom's stuff, and she goes, "Mom, hey, look, it's a witch." And they were talking about me because I had my long dress on, and I had you know, my dresses are long and black, and it has a corset in the front built into the dress. So I was wearing that whole outfit, and then I had like a long like, what I want to say? It's kind of like a sweater, but it's really not. It's like a camisole, I think that's what they call them, or whatever it is, where it's just like a big sweater, and it hung down to like where my dress ended, which my dress was long. It's not like it was short or anything like that. It was like down to the floor, and I had my bat shoes on, which I can show you these right now. I might have to move you guys though for a second, because I have to bend over and get my shoe. These are my favorite shoes, guys, of all time, but I was wearing these beautiful bat shoes, and yes, they have sparkles on them, and I love them so much. And some guy, I don't remember who it was, but I was in Dollar Tree once, and I was wearing these shoes in Dollar Tree, and this guy goes, "Oh my God, look at the bat shoes," and he was like laughing. I completely ignored him because, you know what? These shoes have gotten me tons of compliments, and I wear them all year round, guys, because, well, it's the gothic side. These shoes in particular, they're demonias. They're on Sinister Souls, so if you go on Sinister Souls, you could probably find them under the creeper. That's what they're called. They're the style creepers, known as creepers. So, and here's the little demonia sign, and I just love these shoes. And usually when you buy these shoes, and yeah, they're platforms too as well, but if you buy these shoes, you're going to want to buy them like a size up from what your normal size is, because these tend to be a little bit small, on the smaller side. So just to give you a heads up on it. Hopefully they didn't change their sizing, but that's just what, you know, I have done, and I haven't had a problem with them at all. And the bottoms are kind of cute too, because I've got the D for the demonia. And I have some of these, kind of like these. They're on my boots, on my combat boots that I have. So, but I love these shoes. These are my favorite all-time shoes. And they are just gorgeous. I love them so much. They're my babies. I have a whole closet full of shoes, and they're mostly black. Everything in my closet is mostly black. So, but I should probably take you guys on a tour sometime. That reminds me, I want to do a tour of that, but I also have to do a tour of this room too. So, when I can, when this room is finished, which is not done yet, I will get a tour going for this room. But yes, anyways, so the little girl, like, she's grabbing her mom and she's going like this, tugging at her clothes, and she's like, Mom, look, it's a witch. I sat there and I was like trying not to laugh. Like, I was like, and my mother-in-law was like standing next to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God. She's like, what's wrong? And she goes, why are you going so fast? I said, I gotta book it like a couple aisles over because I'm gonna freaking lose it. And by me saying lose it, I just started cracking up laughing so hard. It was so cute and so funny, and the innocence of it all was just great. So it was cool. Like, it's like kids are so they're so they pick things up and they're so innocent at the same time, which was freaking awesome. Like, that was great. And so we had a good laugh over that one, and that one was just super cute, guys. So I wasn't embarrassed or anything at all. I was like rolling with it, you know what I mean? Because like, I do like witches an awful lot, and when I was younger it was weird because I never picked up on it right away. But so I have dark hair, and this is the way it's always been. Like, I have dark hair, and yeah, I used to straighten it for high school, and it sucked. Like, I had to wake up really fucking early just to straighten my hair, and it sucked. But I don't do it anymore because this is like all natural, so why even bother straightening it? My hair is pretty freaking long too. I don't know if you guys can see, but and I am wearing clothes, by the way. Just so you know, I got my little love, whatever it is on. But anyways, it was so funny. The little girl, that was cute. But then, like I said, when I was younger, my hair was long and stuff like that. It was like straightened or whatever. And I was walking to school with my friend, and we were walking our bikes and everything. And these two kids were across the street, and they're like, hey, look, it's a witch. And I was kind of like really kind of pissed off and hurt by it. But then I'm like thinking to myself, those kids knew before I did. Like, and yes, I went through a phase where I was denying everything, but now I'm just not going to deny it anymore. Like, I love witchy things. I love doing that kind of stuff. I am open when it comes to religions. I'm open. So like, I like to do, research before I sit there and judge someone's religion or anything. And I don't actually judge it all because I like looking at things. I don't understand how people can just judge people's religion so fast. You know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of, I don't know, like, I'm just like, what? So, I mean, for me, I'm open to all kinds of different things, like religions and such. So, and as long as you're not pushing it on me or hurting me in any way, shape, or form, or hurting anyone else for that matter, or pushing it on them, I think it's fine. You know what I mean? I think it's awesome that people have their own things that they believe in. So, more power to all of us. Just saying. Okay, so number 4. Okay, number 5. We've done number 4. Number 5. Do you like going to haunted attractions? My answer is hell yes. Especially haunted hay rides. I have stories for you guys. Well, anyways, in Mankato, Minnesota, they had this stable called Meredith Brooks Stables. And every year around, I would want to say probably around September to October, I think, they would do like the weekends. They would have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday where you can go on haunted hay rides. And they would employ probably, I want to say like 300 to 500 people, maybe even more people to run the attraction because it was such a big, huge thing. The lines were so long, you would want to get there early because you just, I mean, the lines were just, they were so long. And they had, I believe, like 5 different, I want to say like 5 different, oh, what do you call them? Like tractors and like what do you want to call them? Trailers. I'll just call them trailers. They're like flatbeds, and then they put like a whole bunch of like hay bales on them and stuff. So they set them like around the perimeter, and then they set them in like rows in the middle and stuff. It was so cool, guys. And then you would get a narrator on whatever hayride that you were on. You would get a narrator. Now these narrators, they were completely awesome. From head to toe, whatever they were, they would be dressed from head to toe in their attire. And they also got into character, which was amazingly awesome. Some of them were like, okay, so one of them, for example, was a witch. So they would talk like a witch and they would cackle and, just get really into character for the witch. Then there was like other ones, other narrators. They wouldn't all be witches. Like one would be like narrator would be a witch. There was a devil one, which I think I had, or it could have been a demon devil. I don't remember, but he was dressed in black, and I think he had horns, and I think he had like fire on his pants, but then his boots matched, and I believe he got them at Hot Topic. That was before Hot Topic became what it is now. They actually had cool things in Hot Topic. I used to go there and get a lot of different things from Hot Topic, which I loved. Like, I loved their trip pants. Like, some of the stuff like Avril Lavigne would wear or whatever, I would wear like that type of stuff. I loved the trip pants and like the jackets, and I would get everything like camouflage jackets and like trip pants and trip jackets there, and I had a black one with a lot of spikes and studs and things like that on it. A lot of people don't know that about me. Like, I love the dark things. And I don't know, one day I just met some people, and I liked what they were wearing. I liked their style, and I liked what they were listening to and stuff like that. And one day I just started dressing like them and everything. And I was like in my, I want to say early 30s or something like that, or late 20s. And it was awesome because I felt like it was home. So, I loved it. I really, really loved it. But I still wear black. I don't wear the trip pants anymore because I can't fit into my old ones. And my old ones, sadly, I sold at a garage sale, which I wish I wouldn't have done that because I loved them pants. I had quite a few pairs, and they were all different stuff. So, but anyways, but yeah, we went to the haunted hayride, and it was just so much fun. Like, they had a devil, a witch narrator. They had like, I think there was like a vampire one, and there was something else, which I can't remember what they all were, but they were awesome. But they just didn't just have the haunted hayride. They had a haunted house. Like, it wasn't right by each other, but they had a haunted house, and then they had a haunted maze, and their farm was just beautiful, and people could go there during the day and like do their, they could go horseback riding and stuff. You could rent a horse for the day or whatever it was, and I loved that place. And then, well, anyways, part of the haunted hayride was like they would take like one group, like one tractor and trailer at a time, and they would space them out. So you wouldn't be able to really hear much of what was going to come up. So it was like kind of spooky and scary. It stayed like the element of surprise was one of those things that, you know, was something that was a factor, which I really enjoyed. But you go in there, and then they would have these like, in between like the attractions, like the spooky scary stuff or whatever, they had this beautiful just hill full of pumpkins. They were all lit up with lights and everything, and I think they all had candles in them, I believe. And they had a professional pumpkin carver, I believe, come in, or maybe even a couple of them, and came in, and they were like, they had like 200 to 300, maybe even 500 pumpkins just right there. And they were all carved so beautifully and everything, and all lit up and stuff. It was gorgeous. And then, you know, later, you know, when you're going down the trail of, you know, where they're pulling you and everything, they had these guys with chainsaws and everything, and they would come up to the sides of the the trailer, and then they would sometimes take people off, and people would be screaming and stuff like that because the chainsaws would be going and stuff. It was cool. And then some of them would even hop on with you. And at one point in time, I remember like one of the guys came on, and he had really cool eyes, and all I could just tell him is, you know what, I love your costume and I love your eyes. And he just sat there like, what? You're not gonna scream? He was awesome looking. Why would I scream? And then before the haunted hayride, sometimes they have like people walking around in costume to scare people. And this one in particular person was trying to scare me. And I just stood there, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, he was a Grim Reaper, and he was like badass. Like, I just loved his whole costume. I was just checking it out and everything, and he was like, I think he was waiting for me to scream, and it's like, hell no, I'm not going to scream. This is a kick-ass costume. Like, I'm checking it out, you know. And then there was like a skeleton walking around, and he was trying to scare me too, and it wasn't working, because like, I love this stuff. So like, I want to check out their costumes and, you know, see how, you know, because some of these costumes, I've never seen anything like it before. So but I was checking out all the costumes and having so much fun. And when we were on the haunted hayride, there's this place where you go, and I can't remember if it was before or after. So, but anyways, there's like this big spider, and it's hanging down like from like a tree limb, and it's robotic. Like, it, you know, they have it going up and down, and it has a web too. There was like a web up there where it would go up and, you know, in the web or whatever, and it would come down as the float, or as the trailer's going in, it would come down and like kind of like land on it and then go back up. It was super cool. And then right after that, or it could have been before or after, but there was a tunnel there, and the tunnel was all dark and stuff, and you could just, they played a recording of like bats, like real sounding bats. All of a sudden, like, you feel like something's going like this on your head, like bats were supposed to be flapping and like touching you and stuff. It was super cool, like super cool. And then as you're exiting the tunnel, there was a train that went like this, like right in front of you, like, and then it would just go off. So it was like just the engine part of the train, but then it would go off. So you know, and then they had this big dragon. I don't know if it was 12 foot. I don't know if it was 18 feet. It was huge. This dragon was so big, and it was lit up and everything. The whole thing, like scales and everything, was lit up, and it moved, and it actually breathed fire. Like fire was coming out. It was it was super cool. That's all I gotta say. It was so neat. And then, you know, after you go through that, then they had that break where I told you about the pumpkins. I think the pumpkins were all lit up and everything. And then when you go around this like bin or whatever, there was like this, I want to say like a big rock or something like that. There was like a big rock formation of all of it. And in the rock formation, on top of it, there was a witch, and she had a real cauldron, and it was huge. This cauldron was like freaking huge, and it had like fire on the bottom of it, like real fire, and she was like stirring it around, and then she would talk to you and stuff like that, the witch would. And then she had another witch that was like her sister witch, and she had a cauldron too, but I don't remember if it was, it might have been as big or whatever, but she was more like in the background of that one witch. But oh my goodness, and things were bubbling, and then they had like the steam coming off the cauldrons. It was so cool, and the fire on the bottom of the cauldron, oh, it was just awesome and amazing. Like, that place was so cool. And then you go down further, and then you would look, and there was like little cabin things made, and they look like little log cabins, and then the lights would turn on and off by themselves, and I think they had like thunder and lightning noises, and it was supposed to be like a ghost town. Oh, it was so neat. I loved that. And then when you go further down even more, then there was a surgeon, and he was cutting somebody open, and yeah, there was like a lot of blood and guts on that. But he was like, there was someone on a gurney, and they were cutting him up or whatever, and he was screaming, and there was like a lot of blood and whatnot. And then when you go further down even more, there was a butcher, and he was butchering, you know, and he had a whole bunch of like not bloody knives hung up, and like blood and guts, like meat and things like that. It was so cool, guys. It was so cool. And I'm sure there was a lot of other things in between there that I'm forgetting, but oh, it was so neat. And you know what? I'm thinking that they might have even had a Frankenstein. Maybe. They might have had like a laboratory with Frankenstein, but I can't remember if they did or not. But man, they had, that place made a lot of money in just 3 days. Like, they had to turn people away because they couldn't run it that late, you know, because they could only run it up to a certain time. And so you would have to get there really early or buy tickets ahead of time just to get in, just to make sure that you can go in and see, get in on the haunted hayride. It was so good though. So, I mean, I have so many good memories, because I believe I was lucky enough to go like 5 or 6 times, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. So, but one year I went with my boyfriend at the time, and we went there, and it was so fun. We were standing in line, and he brought his friend along, and I think his friend's name was Spencer, but I can't remember quite. I don't remember his friend. The name of his friend escapes my mind. I can see his face, but I don't remember his name. I think his name was Spencer, but I can't remember. But anyways, they both brought flasks, and they had bottles of alcohol. Like, they had like the black velvet and like some of the stronger stuff in their pockets. Southern Comfort, I think there was like vodka at some point or something. Anyways, they're standing in line. They're both drinking. They've got their stuff like in their pocket, so like you can't see it. And by the time we get up there to our, to the haunted hayride, we get the witch. That was the night we got the witch, so that's why I remember there was a witch for sure. But by the time that we had got up there, we were on the haunted hayride, and they were drinking, and they had flasks of stuff. And me and my friend, I think we just had like a wine cooler or 2 or 3 or something like that waiting in line. So we didn't want to get so buzzed that we couldn't enjoy, you know, the haunted hayride. So we were drinking that stuff in line, and we hit our bottles and stuff. And then on the way to the haunted hayride, there was like garbage cans that you could like, you know, throw your stuff away in or whatever it was. And so when you stand in line and then all of a sudden you're like done with the bottle, you can just throw it away because every so often there was a garbage can. But man, it was so much fun. Like, but anyways, those guys were drinking. By the time we got up there, I'm sure they were buzzing, or they were at least maybe even drunk. And the friend of my boyfriend at the time, he keeps offering the witch, because like we were sitting like in the front row. Whoa, Punky was Punky, my kitty. One of my kitties like knocked the camera. Whoops. Oh, now you're knocking it again. Punky, what are you doing, honey? Huh? Do you want to sit with me? You can come sit with me. Want to come up? You can come up. Come on. Want to come up and see me? Oh, she's purring, but I don't know if she's going to come up. She might be trying to find a way. Are you going to come up here? Come here. Okay. Well, Mom will sit back. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Come on, Punky. Punky, come here. You gonna come up here? Come on. Come here. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Punky, come on. Come here. Good job. Good girl. Oh, Punky. Oh, she's gonna purr now too for us. Punky, you're such a sweet girl. This is Punky, everybody. Little Punky monkey. Punky. I love you, Punky. Anyways, guys, but it was so funny because we were like on the ride, and my boyfriend's friend, he was like drunk, and he had a what was it? A flask full of alcohol, and him and my boyfriend at the time and his friend or whatever, they're both drinking, they're both having so much fun, and they keep asking this witch if she wants a drink, and she's like, yeah, maybe later, that actually sounds like a good thing or something. It was hilarious though. It was so funny. And they kept asking her a lot, and we just kept cracking up laughing because it was so funny. And she was a good sport about it. I mean, she didn't get like nippy or anything. She was just like, yeah, maybe later. That sounds like a good idea. And then at the end, before we got off, of course, those guys offered her a drink again. So it was kind of funny. But I know she was working, so that's probably why she didn't take it. But it was so funny. Oh, Punky. Punky's trying to steal the show, I guess. Are you my co-host? You're just trying to give me all kinds of love and stuff and things, aren't you? Yeah. You say hi to all the people. Say hi to all the people. Mm. Oh, you're gonna try and bite me because I'm giving you too much love. Mm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're being so cute. Hang on. Okay. You're gonna get down? Or are you just gonna turn around? Come on. It's okay. You can sit back down. No? You're gonna leave? This Punky. Punky's funny. Anyways, guys, that was the most awesomest thing ever that happened to me for Halloween was that going to the haunted hayride was one of my fun things. But now, sadly, they closed it. I have no idea why they closed it. They just have. So, that whole thing is like just so frustrating for me, because it's like, oh, come on, don't take it away from the younger generation. So, but it was really a lot of fun, and I had a blast, and I would never trade those memories for anything, because they were just so much fun. So yes, I do like the haunted attractions, but I think I like them more in like, I don't really like the haunted houses much, because when we were young, we went to the state fair and my sister fell and broke her arm, and then that was that. So I don't really care for haunted houses at all. So like the real ones I would love to go do, like the Winchester house and things like that. That would be kind of fun. But I would also worry about bringing entities home, because to me, ghosts are real. And I wouldn't want to bring anything home with me or anything like that, because that's kind of risky. Are you going to come back over here, Punky? You can come back. Okay. It's alright, baby. It's okay, baby. I love you. You're so sweet. My little Punky. Punky Monkey. We have 4 cats, by the way. This is Punky. She's a real sweet pie. I love you. Okay, so let's see. What we should answer some more questions, Punky. Her birthday's on Halloween too, by the way. When we adopted her, she didn't really have a birthday. So I picked Halloween because we got her in the month of, I want to say October. So that's why I was like, you know what? And I named her Punky. And actually it's Pumpkin. Right, Pumpkin? Yes, it is. Because my grandma, when I was little, she used to call me Little Pumpkin. And I'm like, Grandma, I'm not a pumpkin. And she'd always call me Pumpkin. So when I saw her and I saw her colors, I'm like, oh, pumpkin. And then pumpkin turned into Punky, didn't it? Yep, Punky Monkey. She went back down, but yeah. So that's that. Anyways, but I really would enjoy more haunted hayrides. I know that Valley Scare, oh, my nose is itching right now because I'm having problems with allergies. Anyways, I heard that Valley Scare, is that what it's called? Valley Scare. That is no longer a thing either. They took that away, and it's because somebody new owns it or something. And I know that just, that sucks, because like I want the younger generation to actually be able to enjoy some of the stuff, because I think it's like a lot of fun for them. So it frustrates me. Okay, number 6, vampires or werewolves. Everyone who knows me knows the answer to this question. Vampires. Always vampires. I love vampires. I am obsessed with vampire movies. I've watched so many. Me and my mother-in-law, we watched, like, it was like a while back, but we would always, like, have these movie nights, like around October, September, and we would get together on the weekends and we would just completely watch, like, try to watch at least 8 or 9 movies in a row or whatever it was. Like, we would stop and eat and snack and all that good stuff, but we would try and watch like 8 or 9 movies in one night. And one weekend or whatever, we decided that we were gonna get like I ordered a bunch of movies and I got them sent to the house here and everything. And I was like, okay, these are the movies. We never seen them except for trailers of the movies, and that's it. So if it looked good on the trailer, it was like, ooh, that's what I'm gonna, that's what I'm gonna get for us to watch. So we got these movies and we were watching them. We spent like, I think there was like over 20 some movies of vampires, and we spent like 2 or 3 days just watching vampire movies. By the end of that weekend, I was like, oh my God, like I need to watch something else other than vampires. Because it was just like all like, there was different types of vampire movies. Like, we watched a lot of like older ones. And like from 1992 to like whatever it was, and the 60s and 70s ones or something like that. And we just watched a bunch of different dates, like 80s and 90s vampire movies. And so, we would watch some of the other ones, but it was like by the end of the weekend, we were so vampired out, we're like, we need to watch something else. So it's always gonna be vampires. Favorite Halloween candy? That's a tough one because I love candy in general. So like, if I have to pick like my favorite candy, and this isn't really a Halloween candy, but caramellos. I love caramellos. I love like Three Musketeers, and I love Milky Ways. And then I also love some fruity candies like Starburst and Skittles and things like that nature. I like gummies. I really just love candy in general. And I also love Twix, the caramel Twix. Oh, they're good. And Kit Kats. Stuff like that I love. But there's also a Halloween candy that comes out, and it's the Cadbury eggs. They make like the Halloween ones. So if it has to be like a Halloween themed candy, that would probably be my pick. Because I'm not really into too much. I mean, I like candy corn a little bit, but it's one of those candies that I think gets sickening as you eat more and more of it. You can only eat like, some pieces here and there, and that's it. So, I mean, it's okay. And those little pumpkins with like the sugar on top or whatever, and their gummies, those are good. So I would probably pick those too because they are really, really good. So, let's see. Do you decorate your house? Well, I kind of answered that earlier. We leave the Halloween stuff up year round except for the stuff that's in the windows. I would really like to leave it up year round because I get sick of putting them up and taking them down. But I'm scared that they're going to get faded. Like if I leave them up year round, the lights are going to get faded. They're not going to be as bright and, you know. So sadly, I end up taking the lights off the windows and but yeah, we decorate our house outside and inside. But this year, I'm running late, and plus another thing is that someone stole something from. Okay, so this lady, she lives like she doesn't live in the same part of town, but she had a Hocus Pocus 2 party outside for the neighbors. She had popcorn and candy and the whole 9 yards. And she put these silhouettes out. And the silhouettes were of the Sanderson sisters. And then they had like, each one had like a different color of light on it. And so she had them outside and she left them out overnight. And one of them disappeared. Somebody had taken it, stole it, and she still hasn't figured out who stole it or anything like that, but then they replaced it. But it's like, I don't want anyone walking off with my skeletons, because I have like 16 skeletons. They're all life-sized that are going to go outside. And then I've got a mermaid one, I've got a pirate one, and some other ones, and I don't want them taken. So That's one of the reasons why I think this year I'm just going to hold off and put them out last minute. We also have projectors that go out every year. Whoops, I was playing with some books, and that's what that noise was. But yeah, so I'm having a hard time putting stuff out this year right away because I don't want people taking my stuff. So that's one of the things. And my skeletons, they're not that, I mean, they're not cheap at all. Some of them are quite expensive. I even have unicorn ones. But they're not life-size or anything. They're like little unicorns. They're not like small, but they're not big either. You know what I'm saying? They're in between. We also have the 12-foot skeleton that we have to put out yet. We haven't done it. And I have some windows to decorate yet and things like that. So, I still have a lot to go yet. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, I mean, so I really, really want to decorate outside, but just haven't been able to do it. Plus, another thing is, I don't know if any of you are feeling run down, but lately I've just been feeling really run down and just not motivated to do much of anything, which really stinks. But I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. Okay. Least favorite costume. You know, when I was younger, I did have a least favorite costume, and that one would probably be one of the very first costumes that I probably ever wore. Was this like, I think it was supposed to be like a scarecrow or something like that. I don't know, but when I first came to live with my stepmom and my dad, we went, my first year I was there, I had I think it was like a scarecrow thing, and my mom, like, my stepmom made it for me, which, you know, she did a very good job, or it could have been my grandma. My grandma made really good costumes as well. And so she sewed a lot of different things and she did a lot of different things for a lot of people. She would make dolls for foster kids and dolls for people who didn't have money for Christmas to give to their kids, and she would give them like outfits for their dolls and everything, and she would do the dolls, and she'd also sew like little stuffed animals like bears and all kinds of different things. She crocheted me this like awesome unicorn pillow, which sadly I don't have anymore. Broke my heart in a million pieces. I never found out what happened with it. So I mean, I love that thing so much. It was so cool. But yeah, she made a unicorn pillow for me, and she made a bunch of she sewed a lot of different things. She even sewed like nice pillowcases for me with horses on them and stuff, because when I was younger, I loved horses and unicorns. I still love horses. I think they're beautiful animals and stuff like that. But I mean, if I had to choose one that I love more, I think it would probably be cats, because I'm like turning into like this cat obsessed person. I just love cats. I wouldn't hoard them, but I love them, and I wouldn't hurt them. I would help them. So, I just love cats. So my least favorite costume would probably be the one, and it's no offense to my mom or my grandma, but I just didn't like the costume. I don't think that I mean, I might have picked it out, but I was young, but that was like the one of the costumes I didn't like. So that one's like, you know, and I think that same year was kind of fun though, or I could have been, I think I was a witch in a parade once, and I loved that. But the only problem I didn't like is I got pictures of it, and I've got like green face paint, and it's not like even or whatever. It was just all over my face, and that I didn't like. And but I loved the witch. I loved the witch costume. But the weird thing is like back then they had these weird witch hats. It was made out of a cone, And then like the brim was, I believe it was like cardboard as well, and it was all black. It was like a really weird witch hat, I remember, but I loved it, and it didn't flop. Oh, excuse me, it didn't flop over like, some of these fabric ones nowadays do, because it was like a pure cone and it was like solid cardboard or whatever. So that was a cool costume. But then I think that same year I came home from school, and it was funny because my mom was like, "Yeah, go into your room and clean your room or something, or go in your closet." And when I went into my closet, my dad popped out and scared the hell out of me. It was so funny. He was wearing a blanket over his clothes, whatever, and he had this like mask on that was like skeleton, and he had it was like a skull, and it was so cool because like you couldn't really see any of the face except for like there was cut out eyes, like round eyes here, and then they had like little tiny pieces like for the nose to breathe out of, and then the mouth was like, it had like a little slit. It was so badass though, and it had hair on it, black hair, I believe it was. Oh, it was so cool. That mask was awesome. I don't know how my dad breathed in it, but it was funny because he came like jumping out of my closet at me. He scared the shit out of me. It was so awesome though. I loved it. I kind of miss those days where, things were like magical like that. I mean, even Christmas was like more fun as a kid. When you get older, it just loses all of its magic for me anyway. Because either you know what you're getting, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's taking the fun all out of it, and um, it's just not the same. And when I was younger, like, my mom had this, like, well, my stepmom had this, like, Christmas mug. And when you would set it down or whatever, it would, like, well, when you pick it up, I should say, it would make, like, a Christmas song noise. I think it was, like, Silent Night or something like that. And you'd pick it up, and it would, like, make the noise. And then when you set it down, it would, like, not make the noise. And when I was younger, like, I was young. I was probably about 5 or 6. And I just remember, like, looking at the mug, like, going like this and picking it up and looking at the bottom. And I was, like, trying to figure out how the hell it was doing what it was doing. It was so funny. That was, like, it was magical to me. So, and then I remember playing Old Maid. After we opened our presents or whatever, I choked on a Christmas candy, and my mom gave me had to give me the Heimlich remover, whatever it was, so that I could spit out the candy. It was, yeah. But I had some really good times with my parents when I was younger like that. Let's see, least favorite. Okay, that's not the one I want. Number 10, have you ever repeated a costume, and what was it? Okay, so I repeated not per se a costume, but I repeated like what I was gonna be, like a witch. I keep like, I have my same cape because I bought a cape, and this cape is like probably about $60 to $80, maybe even more for this cape, and it's like velvet on one side, and then the other side is like silk, and it's reversible, so like you can wear either one. And that's something that I get a lot of use out of, is that cape, and it's one of the staples I use sometimes if I'm going to wear a cape. It's nice and warm too, as is. And sometimes I will wear the same hat, because I have my favorite witch hats. I have quite a few witch hats. I think I have maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 witch hats. I've got 2 in here right now that I know of. And because I bought a bunch of hats this year because I loved them, so. From Spirit Halloween. So, yeah, kind of, I have. Number 11, do you believe in ghosts? Yes. And I kind of answered that one already earlier in this video, but yes, I do believe in ghosts. I've had a lot of different things happen to me, and you guys should check out some of those videos. I have a lot of different videos about ghosts and things like that and stuff, and ghosts have like interacted with myself, my dad, I mean, and then back in the day my grandparents would tell me stories too about some of their, encounters. So I would be a fool not to really believe in ghosts because, well, there's just too many things that have happened to not believe in them. So, number 12, favorite Halloween memory. Oh my goodness. Well, I said a bunch of my old, some of my memories or whatever. It's hard to pick just one. I just love Halloween. I love, just everything about Halloween. So, I mean, excuse me, I'm yawning again. I'm trying not to. But I'm not real sure, I'd have to say, ones with my friends and family are the most important ones to me because when I used to have my parties in Wasika, I would have Halloween get-togethers all every year, and I would have 30 to 40 people show up at the parties, and it was just a whole lot of fun. And ever since I moved away from that area and moved to where I am now, I am kind of a little far away, but not as, not very far away, but it's enough to just, keep me and my friends apart, which really sucks. I give them a year in advance to plan to see if they can make it to my Halloween parties or not, but some of them just can't make it or they back out at last minute, and then I'm stuck with all this food that I've prepared. And when I'm doing my Halloween parties, no joke, even though our house is decorated for Halloween, I will spend money on decor and I'll do a theme for that year just so I can freshen it up a little bit and make it more special. I do gift bags and we do prizes and stuff like that. I go to the extent of, making all the good foods, but making them really special. I try to do the different cheeses in different shapes and things like that using cookie cutters, which are really cool. And, I just go all out. And it gets expensive, and I put a lot of time and effort into it. And all I really want is people to show up. That's all they really have to do. They don't need to buy anything. They don't really need to bring anything but themselves. All they need to do is just show up. Bring your own beverages, of course, because beverages can get really expensive quick and fast. And I never know what everyone wants to drink. And everybody's got a certain favorite drink of theirs that they want, or things like that. But it just makes it's just so frustrating sometimes. What's the matter, Charmy? Charmy's looking at something weird. Maybe she's looking at something up there. What happened to your eyeball, honey? She's got she must have something in her little eyeball. She'll get it out because she don't like me poking and prodding at her, so, and I don't blame her any. But I would really enjoy, just having just everybody show up one year, because that's all I really ask for, is like people to show up and reminisce and have fun and laugh and just catch up with each other and just have an awesome night and just be like, you know, just have a good time and dress up and just have fun with it, you know. I put a playlist together and stuff like that. That's another video I was going to do this year, but time's getting away from me right now, so I haven't been able to do my playlist. But I have over 20 some hours on it or whatever, and I also have like a microphone and things like that, so people can have fun or whatever with that. And my parties, you know, from the food to the music to the decorations to the lighting to pretty much every aspect of it, it's like I put in my all, and all I'm asking for people to do is just show up and have a good time. That's the thing. Like, I just really wanted people to show up. So, I mean, yeah, some people do show up, and then others just don't show up. Like, they'll tell me they are last minute, they won't show up, they've got excuses. And it's like, there's no excuse for that, because you had a year to plan. And I don't care if, like, you're with someone else during the day. Why weren't you here to help us? You know, prep food and do other things, because, you know, I have people offering to help, which is awesome, because I need the extra help. So they'll come early and they'll help me set up and they'll help me with the food prep and stuff like that. Because like I said, I put a lot of time and effort into this, and like I lose sleep like the week of the party, because I'm trying to get stuff done inside, outside, the cleaning, the cooking, the last minute details, you know, from getting like everything that needs to be together and making sure that everything is just like perfect for when people come over, so we can have fun and have a good time and everybody gets enough to eat and all that stuff. So, you know, I put a lot of time and effort into it. Money goes into it. I mean, and all I really just want is people to show up and just have a good time. So, you know, it kind of bums me out when someone comes up, you know, tells me, yeah, I'm coming to the party. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, this happened or this happened. It's like, I really don't want your excuses. Like, I just wanted you to be here. You know, you said you were going to be here. And especially if, like, I'm pouring my heart out to them and they know that it's the most important thing to me in the world that they're here. Because, like, I want to see them so badly, and I want to have, you know, just one night of fun, even if it, you know, and I want to have some laughs and with them and make memories and things. And that's like the main thing that I want out of it. Like, I just want them to be here to make memories with and to laugh and, you know, have fun with them and everything else. And you know, I don't want the excuses. I don't want the last minute cancellations. I want you to just be here. It's important to me. And you know, it's just kind of a letdown when you're not able to get here. And you know, it's like, come on, like, I really just want you to be here. And when you say you're going to be here, I expect you to be here, not to back out last minute. So, I mean, that hurts me. When that happens, that really hurts me. So, to the people that have done that to me, well, it hurts me, and now you know. And I don't take it lightly, and yeah, sometimes I do get a little pissed off, because it's like, you said you're going to be here, you're not here, you got an excuse, well, whatever, like, then I guess I'm not that important to you. That's what I get out of it. So, and it hurts. It really hurts me. So, if you're going to be here, be here. You say you're going to be here, you better be here. Because, you know, I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the cancellations last minute. I need you to just get here and be here. Even if you're going to come late, who cares? As long as you're here, I want to see you. I want to make memories and do all that fun stuff. So, and it's important. Everybody is important that I invite, you know. But the last couple years or whatever, it's been pretty good. I mean, we've had a turnout really, I mean, it's been somewhat really good. So, but yeah, but this year I decided to not do it because I've basically like just, I needed a year off because there's been so much going on right now and things that you guys don't even know that I'm dealing with. And I just, you know, sometimes you just got to smile through everything and try to just get through and try to think positive thoughts instead of all the negative things. And so I'm just dealing with a lot right now, and me and my husband are both dealing with a lot. He's dealing with a lot more than what I am. So, but yeah, guys, so it's just, it gets to be frustrating trying to deal with all of the stuff that I've been dealing with and we're dealing with. And um you know, it's hard to pick yourself up and feel like you can still do what you do or whatever, you know. And also there's two separate things going on, and it's like, it's a lot. Like, it's just a lot. But anyways, guys, you'll get to hear that in November. I'm not doing that in October. um I'll let you guys in on a little bit about it. I'm not going to go too deep into details about things, but you guys will hear a little bit about it here and there. And that's about all I can say right now. I mean, I'm doing okay. My husband's doing okay. So, I mean, then that's all you can really ask for right now. But I do get excited about Halloween, and Halloween's like kind of my safe place and kind of my exciting place and my happy place. So I give myself um the permission actually to just lose myself and go to my happy place, because if I had to live in the other places that have been thrown upon me, I don't really know. Well, one of them hasn't really been thrown upon me. It happened and it wasn't good, and things are unfortunate, and there's a lot going on. And but the other one was kind of thrown upon me because, well, you always have that one negative person, and if they're not happy, then they got to make everybody else unhappy and miserable and reflect negativity on you. And it's like, I don't want to be that person. But it was thrown on me. The negativity was thrown on me, especially me, because I was home that day when it happened. So I did not, I still am like, my mind is like, I don't get how people could be so cold-hearted and cruel in this world. My mind is so freaking just, I'm kind of blasted by the whole situation. It's like, what the frick? And I've never met anyone like this before ever in my life. So we'll get into that some other time. I'm going to probably post a video in November about some of the situation of what I'm talking about. And then there is a whole nother situation which I'm not sure about what I want to say about it yet. So, you'll learn about it. And these two situations are, well, serious. And it's just, the whole thing is just like mind boggling. It's like, dang, like one after the other. It's like, ugh. It's quite, these are quite, like, quite the situations. That's all I gotta say. and we're getting through them, but it's been very, very, very stressful. So, and it is very, like, the thing of it is like, some things you just can't help. It is what it is. Like, you can't, all you can do is deal with it and hope that you're dealing with it in the right way and things like that, because some things you want answers, but you're not going to be able to get all the answers you want from it. So, and it's hard because sometimes you just got to pick yourself up and pick the other person up too. And it's just been that. It's just been a really crazy summer for sure. I don't even know what to think about all of this. But anyways, guys, if you want to do these 12 questions of Halloween, please feel free to. You can put my name in it, Jennifer's Lair, on it. These questions came from Jamie's Life 101. So if you guys want to check out his channel, he's awesome, by the way. He has an awesome channel. Hey, Jamie, if you blasted this long, hey, how's it going, man? You're cool, and I find your channel pretty cool. But yeah, so these 12 questions came from him. So if you guys want to do a YouTube video or answer them down in the comments below, that's awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys want to become part of our spooky family. We would love to have you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, because it'll tell you when I'm going to upload my newest videos for you guys to catch and watch. And I hope you guys are staying spooky, staying spooktacular, having an awesome Halloween spooky season. Also, I hope that you guys are finding everything off your lists of things that you would like. I hope you guys are going to have a fun and safe, awesome, amazing, lovely Halloween. And by the way, this is a bonus video, so if you guys know, it is a bonus video. So I already did my 2 videos this week, so I'm making a little bonus video for you guys, and maybe I'll post some more depending on how many I can get done. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all my subscribers and all the viewers. Thank you guys so very much. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Stay safe, stay spooky, stay spooktacular, and be you. And I'll see you guys next time on Jennifer's Lair. Have a happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe. Bye.